welcome to Midday Update. Coming up are the headlines for the day. 1 arrested for fake bank card scandal in Oman. Beware of illegally marketed treatment, says Oman Diabetes Association. Health Ministry distributes respirators to low-income patients in Oman. US continues to discuss concerns with Turkey over S-400 system purchase. Putin to hold meeting on situation in oil and gas sector. Brooklyn subway shooting suspect arrested, says New York police chief. Manchester City play Atletico at their own game to qualify for Champions League semis. Former CSL member Ching Dao withdraws from professional football due to financial crisis. Those are the headlines. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with the COVID-19 updates and the local stories for the day. Stay tuned.
The advancement of the Fourth Industrial Revolution has given rise to a digital economy where humans and machines collaborate to leap ahead on innovation and profitability through the use of artificial intelligence. Nebula AI supports the retail sector through applications that help retailers to understand consumer behavior and optimize merchandising for a better shopping experience by analyzing customer purchasing patterns and shopper occupancy flows. AI is changing all the rules of how companies operate. Let us help you get there.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
We at TTV are coming up with a new show. In which we'll be discussing about retail, hospitality, aviation, education, and various other sectors so that you keep abreast of all the latest updates in the country. So let's talk every Monday at 8 p.m.
Welcome back now for the COVID-19 updates for the day. 0 new COVID-19 related deaths have been registered in the Sultanate. The total number of deaths remain at 4,257. Meanwhile, 32 new cases of coronavirus were registered, which brings the total number of positive COVID-19 cases to 388,795. The ministry added that 42 new cases have recovered, bringing the total number of recoveries to 383,851. And now for the local stories. The Royal Oman Police have arrested a person for violating the Omani banking law. The Directorate General of Inquiries and Criminal Investigations arrested a person for violating the Omani banking law after the Department for Combating Economic Crimes received a report from a local bank stating that suspicious metal bank cards were being traded, ROP said in a statement. After research and investigation, an advertisement was monitored through social media programs for the service of replacing the bank card with a card with special features with a distinctive form in exchange for a sum of money without a license or approval of the concerned authorities. As a result, the identity of the accused was identified and arrested. The legal procedures were completed against him. The Royal Oman Police warns against dealings with suspicious advertisements as fraudsters may resort to them to steal data and use it in purchases or withdraw funds available in bank accounts. Oman Diabetes Association has warned diabetic patients not to use herbs and alternative treatment without verifying the scientific evidence or laboratory results that confirm its benefits. From time to time, videos are shared on social media, whether in the form of short lectures, interviews with a specialist, or promotional advertisements related to herbs, natural remedies, or alternative treatment, the association said in a statement. These visual materials show the properties of herbs or alternative treatment methods in a form similar to what we might call metaphorically magic cure, as it mentions its unparalleled benefits in treating a large number of diseases without mentioning any detailed scientific information that supports these claims. With regard to what is mentioned in such visual materials about the possibility of treating diabetes in general and in particular patients who use insulin, the Oman Diabetes Association advises diabetic patients and their families to inquire about the existence of scientific evidence or laboratory results confirmed by official authorities or published research that supports the claims of the benefits of these substances in the treatment of diabetes, and to discuss them with the attending physician before making a decision to use them in order to avoid harm that may be inflicted with the patient. The Ministry of Health has distributed respirators to low-income and social security patients in the Sultanate of Oman. Within the initiative of the Directorate General of Specialized Medical Care, represented by the Respiratory Care Department, respirators were distributed to low-income and social security patients suffering from chronic respiratory diseases. Each year, 55 patients from all governorates of the Sultanate benefit from these devices with the support of Oman India Fertilizer Company for the third year in a row, MOH said in a statement. With that, we'll take a short commercial break and we'll be back with the international and sports stories for the day. Stay tuned.
The advancement of the Fourth Industrial Revolution has given rise to a digital economy where humans and machines collaborate to leap ahead on innovation and profitability through the use of artificial intelligence. Nebula AI supports the retail sector through applications that help retailers to understand consumer behavior and optimize merchandising for a better shopping experience by analyzing customer purchasing patterns and shopper occupancy flows. AI is changing all the rules of how companies operate. Let us help you get there.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Looking for that ease of living in this beautiful country? Watch our weekly show Tea Talk every Wednesday at 8 p.m. where we'll be discussing latest news, updates, and what's buzzing on the social media.
The United States is continuing talks with Turkey over Ankara's purchase of Russian S-400 air defense system, U.S. State Department spokesperson Ned Price said on Wednesday. When asked whether he can confirm reports of U.S. planning to lift Countering America's Adversaries Through Sanctions Act or the CATSSA measures, he said, "I don't have any response for you on that. CATSA is written into legislation. It's mandated by law." Early on Wednesday, Turkish Defense Minister Hulusi Akar said the U.S. State Department's letter to the Congress regarding the delivery of F-16 fighter jets to Turkey is a positive step, but Ankara remains cautious. The State Department sent a letter to Congress last week stressing that the proposal sale of F-16 fighter jets to Turkey would be beneficial for U.S. and NATO security interests. Russian President Vladimir Putin will hold a meeting on Thursday on the situation in the oil and gas sector, with the main report to be made by Deputy Prime Minister Alexander Novak, in charge of the issue, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said. Western countries, in response to Russia's special military operation in Ukraine, have introduced a number of anti-Russian sanctions. Some of them directly or indirectly affected the Russian oil and gas sector. The United States announced an embargo on imports of Russian energy resources with the exception of uranium. Next, the UK announced that by the end of 2022, it would stop importing oil and oil products from Russia. Poland also wants to stop buying oil from Russia by the end of the year. However, the European Union has so far refrained from a collective ban on oil and gas imports from Russia, realizing its dependence. Nevertheless, periodic statements about the possible refusal by the EU to use Russian oil and gas create a general negative background for their exports. The same effect was provoked by the embargo of the US, which is not even a significant market for the Russian Federation. As a result, many buyers, fearing potential sanctions and reputational risks, independently decided to refrain from buying Russian energy resources. New York police have arrested a suspect accused of shooting on a subway train in Brooklyn that left 10 people injured, New York Police Commissioner Keshant Sewell said. According to the U.S. Attorney for Eastern District of New York, Breon Peace, suspect Frank Robert James has a very rich history of arrests in previous years in several states. His arrest history in New York is 9 prior arrests dating from 1990 to 1998, Peace said during a press briefing. James, who is 62, is well known to law enforcement and has ties in the states of Wisconsin, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, he added. The suspect also has 3 arrests in the state of New Jersey in 1991, 92, and 2007, Peace said. The suspect had opened smoke grenades on the train and fired his gun 33 times, striking at least 10 people on Tuesday morning, according to NYPD Chief of Detectives James Essick. Later at the scene, investigators found a Glock handgun, 3 extended magazines, 2 detonated smoke grenades, 2 non-detonated smoke grenades, and a hatchet, Essick added. According to Sewell, 10 people were shot and 13 others injured after a man wearing a gas mask opened fire and threw a smoke canister aboard the moving train during the morning rush hour. Meanwhile, New York City agencies are offering a joint $50,000 reward for any information leading to the arrest of the suspect involved in Tuesday's shooting, as per a statement from the MTA. And now for the sports stories. Manchester City will play Real Madrid in the Champions League semi-finals after a 0-0 draw with Atletico Madrid in the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium, making good of the 1-0 home win from their quarter-final first leg. Pep Guardiola's side showed in closing moments that they were just as adept as the darker arts of the game as Diago's side had shown in the first leg, and were able to close the game down in closing minutes. Anyone expecting Atletico to change their usual defensive tactics to get back into the tie in the first half was in for a disappointment. With City content to control the ball, very little happened before the break, with Atletico managing 1 shot. Things changed after the break as Atletico finally began to look for the goal they needed to get back into the tie. Firstly, Coke set Antoine Griezmann free down the right-hand channel, only for Aymeric Laporte to block his effort, before Griezmann then set up João Felix, who shot just wide. All of a sudden, it was all Atletico as João Felix and Angel Correa combined for Rodrigo de Paul to fire wide with 20 minutes to go. Correa drew a good save from Edison in the 98th minute, and City were able to see out the remaining moments of an increasingly bad-tempered injury time. Qingdao Football Club has decided to withdraw from China's Professional Football League, the club announced on Wednesday. A newcomer to the Chinese Super League in 2020, Qingdao had struggled in the past 2 seasons with a shortage of funds and failed to cash in on several sponsorship deals. It was relegated last season. The club informed the Qingdao Football Management Center of the withdrawal on Wednesday and will focus on youth training and campus football in the future. Those were the local, international and sports stories for the day. For more updates, stay tuned and keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.